Taconic.
Label,
straight bourbon whiskey.
Branding. Here's the thing.
I'll let you take the lead.
Pat Mac's on the back of the bottle.
Absolutely.
This by far. Oh yeah, let's just make all the noise on the slate black coasters that we have.
From Queen City Creative Works. Hashtag
Not a sponsor. Hashtag Woodstock Queen City. Shout out. So this is a one-off bottle with Pat Mac. So I personally am biased when it comes to this rating, but I feel that their label outside of who's on the back, because it changes, is sweet. So they do a lot with their labels. They put a lot of thought behind the back of the label, not the front of the label, in regards to like who they feature and like the story behind it and everything else.
Right.
The front of the label gives you the product it is, the color's consistent across the board, and then I love the dog because I'm a dog fan.
Love dogs.
But the back of the back label is what really drives this product home. So I'm going to give this a plus check mark plus check mark.
I agree.
Let me write this down because we don't have a pen in the new space.
Nose.
Hold on, I gotta write all this down, my dude. Okay, so A plus. What are you picking up so far?
Nose, right off the bat, you can pick up that it is like about greater than a 90 proof whiskey. You can get that alcohol content on the nose, and then from there, it's all caramel and oak for me. This is a very traditional New York State style bourbon.
I'm going A++.
A++. I like it. I agree.
I
Initial taste. Surprisingly, and this is why I think that this is a high rye content, I'm getting a lot of pepper up front.
Yeah, there's a lot of baking spice.
A lot of pepper, a lot of baking spice, and then it kind of finishes with like a honey a little bit.
And that's what drives the oils and the salivation in your palate to where one of the only ways to cut the salivation is to continue with a little more, which is why I think this wins the sip award. It's because it drives you to want another sip just because it'll cut the extra salivation that's occurring in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to look at to see if they have any tasting notes on their website to see how close we are. But so initial taste, give it a rating before we look this up. A++.
A++
We have
for
pepper
sure.
and baking spice up front.
Yeah. Now let's dive into what we're actually tasting. I'm picking up a little bit of the char up front, which is surprising because typically you would get wood sugars up front and then char on the ending note, whereas this is vice versa. I'm picking up the char and the baking spice up front, and then I'm picking up a little bit of the honey on the back end, and the char is dissipated by the time you get to the ending note. And it's a very high burn, or hug rather.
Yeah. Which leads me to believe that this is high honey, high oil, and just something that sticks in your mouth because it's not traveling down at all. I feel like I'm not even swallowing this because it's just staying in my mouth.
Yeah. It literally just leaves it. Okay, you have to imagine. I'll do it with this. There's the cart and the horse.
Oh, Jesus.
So
where's this going?
Here comes a meat wagon. Wee woo, wee woo. So essentially, what this is like when you sip this bourbon, everything shows up, right? Car and trailer. However, all of a sudden, the trailer dehitches and stays in your friggin' word hole, and the car slides down your gullet, never to be seen again. And then every lingering factor of the bourbon stays in your mouth. And you don't even realize what you just swallowed actually was swallowed, and it's gone. The liquid leaves, but it leaves everything about it in your mouth.
Which I feel like is a characteristic of New York whiskey.
Yeah. And
I don't get that same feeling with Kentucky bourbon at all.
It is paramount with this. Like, I can't put it into words how unique this is, unique New York, because I've never really experienced this to this extent. We've seen it before with, say, like Black Button, but I've never experienced it to this extent where it straight up just it leaves. Mm-hmm. Similar to another metaphor, similar to the Titanic. The ass end of the Titanic stayed. The front half of the Titanic was already gone underneath. That's what this is like. Yeah. I love this. So I'm definitely picking up. I agree. Honey oak.
On the back end, you're saying
honey
oak
on the back end, pepper baking spice on the front end. I'm not even really getting a lot of like fruits or anything else.
This isn't sweet. This isn't like a wood sugar at all either.
No.
Like
this is a man's bourbon.
That's why I think that this is probably like a chard 2 or chard 3.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a heavy chard. Maybe it's even toasted. I don't even know. But this is something that is not sweet. This is a very traditional New York bourbon.
Yeah.
Unique New York. That's what we're saying. So ending note, what are you?
A++, ending note, honey vanilla, okay. A++, initial taste, pepper baking spice.
I love it. So before we give the final rating, this is just what it says on their website. Straight bourbon whiskey, our award-winning bourbon, Hudson Valley Magazine and Maxim Magazine, has been described as a subtle and sophisticated, a beautiful bouquet of spice and honey with gentle notes of vanilla coming out to provide a smooth finish. I'm not really getting a ton of vanilla, but other than that, we were spot on.
Yeah, I'm also not picking up a lot of vanilla. Even in like the nose, you would be able to pick up almost like the vanilla extract. Mm-hmm. Say you're baking and then you open up the vanilla extract to add like the quarter teaspoon or whatever you use.
I'm not picking that up.
Yeah,
I'm picking up more caramel than vanilla. This is fantastic. This is very good.
Almost like the lingering aspects of a butterscotch. Mm-hmm. But I'm not, like nothing, barely any of it. I mean, I can see where someone's going with that. On the back end of the ending note, you get some remnants of like a vanilla, but I'm not.
But I feel like that's more of a caramel transition to honey than a vanilla.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree.
I agree. Okay, final rating.
Give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1.